me start with you, Mr. Garbrah. What is our fundamental challenge? Why we don't seem to get it right in our effort to reduce road crashes? I mean, last year we did better, but this year it's like it's going too much.
Well, I think I mentioned earlier on that we have been joking with road safety. That is it. We are joking. We wait till there's a big bang. Then what happens? We'll talk about it. And then the pressure comes down. Many more accidents occur every day in our lives. It is simply because we are not a serious country. I mean, I say this without fear or favor. Right? If you look at the National Road Safety Authority, they've got the men working. But then they don't have equipment. When I talk about the equipment, I even start with vehicles. Vehicles to run around, check, work with DVLA, work with other stakeholders. They don't have it. So I ask myself, what sort of budget do we have for road safety? But meanwhile, road safety can generate a lot of income. If you look at people flouting the road regulations every day in our lives, I think we can make a lot of money. People talking on the mobile phone, people not in seat belts. And what are we looking for? We are looking at road safety in general. So you and I will arrive alive in one piece and not in pieces. That must be it. But here we are. Every politician will come and say, vote for me. Have you had any politician talking about road safety to say, vote for me, and then accidents will be the issue of yesterday? No. But you and I use the vehicle every day. Goods and services are transported by the road. 99% of it. 1% I'll say for the others, airplanes and so on. So we need to concentrate on road traffic issues. We have the best legislative instruments in Africa. I have a friend from Rwanda. He contacted me about 6 years ago. Said, Cecil, look, I need a copy of your LI 2180. I was feeling a little bit reluctant, but I gave it to him and said, look, what we want is in your LI, Okay, so they are going to find a way to do some little changes and so on and then adapt it. But we have the best and we are not using it. We have all the men, I mean, right from all the stakeholders, National Road Safety Authority, DVLA, other stakeholders. We have the right people to work. But here we are.
If you say
we are handicapped.
You are not using the LI. What do you actually want to say? The police are not doing it, or who is not using the LI?
Well, the LI is big.
Yeah.
We have the main issue is enforcing the laws. I'll give you a very simple thing, and then when you leave here and you are driving, just watch by the roadside. You see someone riding a bicycle without lights.
Yeah.
Okay? And I'm telling everybody, just look out for it. And it is all over. But then if you look at the LI, it's just, states specifically that, look here, you cannot ride a motorbike, you cannot drive without lights, you cannot ride a bicycle without lights. So the laws are there, but the major issue is enforcing the laws. That's a major problem. Traffic lights, people are running through traffic lights because the police are not there. And then thank God to the IGP for providing motor riders to check on all this. So the implementation process of our road traffic regulation is the major issue, and it's a big problem. We'll talk about it. And then I always say that when we have accidents, unless maybe it's a big man, in quotes, then we'll talk about it. But a little man or the people who are in the villages that are being knocked down every day, and then those accidents, we don't talk about it.
Okay.
But these accidents that occurred at East Legon, I've had a lot of calls to find out what really happened and so on and so forth. Fine, right? We have, discussed it with other road safety people, and then I can tell you for a fact that it may be the vehicle. Right. First of all, 16-year-old or so driving. I'm not too sure about the age. I'm not going to talk about the family. But if it is true, it is wrong. We have the LI. You look at this specifically. What is it? The LI talks about the age limit. Okay, that is, the person must be 18 years of age. But again, I was at a public program. I did public lectures for DVLA. And then in my lecture, I said, we need to look at the age limit. 18, we need to look at it and then bring it to 16 because all the countries, most of the countries are doing it. You look at a 16-year-old boy or girl, plumpy, very intelligent. Let's review the laws. Our laws, the 18 was implemented somewhere in if I'm right, 1996. First it was 1950-something, came to 1996. 2012, it is still there. But then the lactogen babies are no more lactogen babies. I mean, you talk to a 16-year-old and then you have a chat with him. Some of the things that he knows, you don't know. And we need intelligence to drive. It is not anybody who can drive, right? I have a driving school. I mean, we started as a driving school. Somebody walks in there and then says, oh, I want to learn how to drive, right? The forms that you complete, there's a portion to ask you, have you been mad before? Okay, obviously you say no. But here it is that you put somebody in the lectures and the person is laughing, ha, 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 ha. Then you find out that no, there's something wrong with this person. Yes. This person cannot go back on the steering wheel to drive. This is a typical example. It happens most of the time. Right, so we have the laws, let the law work at this very moment. It says 18, okay? But in this accident, I understand it is 16. And I saw videos of the young man driving using the Steptronic gear. Okay, fine. He may not understand it. But you have an automatic vehicle and then you have by side plus and minus. A lot of people don't even know what it means. And that is a Steptronic gear. I saw a video for him with him using that Steptronic gear, and that is wrong. Steptronic will drive like a manual, but then you must use it at the appropriate time where you are descending or climbing hills.
What must change? Moving on from here, what one thing do you think do you want to see change?
Education must still go ahead. Enforcement must be stronger. Enforcement. And that is why, for me, I see, fine, the police is doing very well, but this is a situation where we have the increase of vehicles every year, going, I think it should be between 5 to 7% per annum. Okay? Do we have the police to handle all these vehicles? No. I'm looking at bringing in the private people. Okay?
Really?
Yes.
Private sector participation in this? Yes. In enforcement?
It's been done in other countries.
No, it's true.
Training.
It's true.
You train me, that is it. Now we should go with equipment. Because when somebody runs through the traffic lights, right, cameras are there at the headquarters. I've been there before, they are working. Right. Now, there are others that cannot be seen by the police, and that is where we need private people like you and I to be trained, not to wear the police uniform, but you see it, you capture it. And definitely, when you bring it on board, there's a percentage
that's given to you.
That's to be given to you. Exactly. What are we looking at? We are looking at road safety after all. We are looking at a situation where every person will wear the coats to drive. What coats am I talking about? You need the concentration, observation, alertness, and tolerance.
Exactly.
This is what we need.
Exactly.
After all, we should all arrive in one piece and not in pieces.
Exactly.
That is what I'm looking at.
Thank you, Mr. Garbrah. That's insightful.